You loved someone who hurt you. And you knew it. You knew every single time. But you went back anyway. Not because you were stupid. Not because you were weak. Not because you didn't know better. But because your brain, the same brain keeping you alive right now, was chemically addicted to that person's unpredictability. And here's the part that will change everything you think you know about love: the people who hurt you the most. Your brain doesn't just remember them. It craves them. Like a drug. And the science behind why is one of the darkest things neuroscience has ever discovered about the human mind. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just understand why you loved them. You'll finally understand why you couldn't stop. Let's start with what love actually is in your brain. Not the poetry version. Not the movie version. The chemical version. When you fall for someone, your brain releases a cocktail of 3 chemicals simultaneously: dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. Dopamine creates the obsession, the constant thinking about them, the inability to focus on anything else. Norepinephrine creates the physical symptoms: the racing heart, the sweaty palms, the inability to eat or sleep. And serotonin, here's the disturbing part: serotonin actually drops. Researchers at the University of Pisa found that people in the early stages of romantic love have serotonin levels similar to people with severe OCD. You are not falling in love. You are falling into a biochemical disorder. And your brain cannot tell the difference between love and addiction. Because neurologically, they are the same thing. But if love is already an addiction, what happens when the person you love starts hurting you? This is where it gets truly dark. Because painful love doesn't just feel like regular love. To your brain, it feels better. And here's why. When someone is consistently loving, warm, reliable, predictable, your brain adapts. It gets used to the good feeling. The dopamine response actually decreases over time. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. The good becomes normal. Normal becomes invisible. But when someone is unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes cold, sometimes loving, sometimes cruel, your brain never adapts. Because it never knows what's coming next. And uncertainty, pure neurological uncertainty, is the single most powerful dopamine trigger that exists in the human brain. More powerful than food. More powerful than money. More powerful than any drug studied. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz discovered this through decades of research. Your dopamine system fires hardest not when you get the reward, but when the reward is uncertain. The slot machine effect. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. But you cannot look away. And the person who hurts you? They are the ultimate slot machine. Think about the relationships that consumed you the most. The ones you couldn't leave even when you knew you should. Were they the stable ones? Or the unpredictable ones? Now here's what nobody talks about. The moment a hurtful relationship ends, your brain doesn't feel relief. It goes into withdrawal. The same withdrawal a person feels when they stop a drug they've been on for years. Neuroimaging studies at Stony Brook University showed something remarkable. When people were shown photos of their ex, someone who had hurt them, rejected them, caused them genuine pain, the exact same regions of the brain lit up as cocaine addiction. Not similar regions. The exact same ones. Your brain is not being dramatic when you can't get over someone. Your brain is genuinely detoxing. The cravings are real. The physical pain is real. The inability to think about anything else is real. And just like any addiction, the moment the withdrawal becomes unbearable, you go back. Not for love. For relief. And the moment you go back, your brain gets its hit. The dopamine floods back. The pain stops. And you tell yourself this time will be different. But your brain already knows the truth. It doesn't want different. It wants the cycle. Because the cycle is the drug. So what do you actually do with this? Because knowing it isn't enough. If knowledge could fix this, you would have fixed it a long time ago. Here's what the science says actually works. Not therapy cliches. Not just love yourself. Not you deserve better. The actual neuroscience of breaking a painful love addiction. First, understand the withdrawal is physical. When the craving hits and your body is not being emotional. Your brain is releasing actual stress hormones. Your nervous system is in actual distress. Treat it like physical pain. Cold water on your face. Intense exercise. Deep breathing. These aren't distractions, they are direct interventions on your nervous system that interrupt the craving cycle at the biological level. Second, destroy the uncertainty. Your brain is addicted to the unpredictability of that person. So eliminate it. Not by getting answers from them that reactivates the addiction, but by making a decision yourself. Certainty, even painful certainty, is neurologically more healing than hope. A brain that knows something is over can begin to grieve and rewire. A brain that still has hope keeps the dopamine loop alive forever. Third, replace the hunt. Your brain needs something to chase. That's non-negotiable. A new skill. A hard project. A physical goal. Something with uncertain outcomes, something that makes your brain work for the reward. Give your addiction engine something worth being addicted to. Because the engine itself isn't the problem. What you aim it at is everything. Here's what I want you to hold on to. You didn't go back because you were weak. You didn't stay because you were stupid. You loved someone the way your brain was chemically built to love. Fully. Obsessively. Against all logic. And the fact that it hurt you doesn't mean you were broken. It means you were human. But here's the truth that changes everything. Now you know what was happening inside your brain. And knowledge, real knowledge, is the beginning of choice. You don't have to fight the addiction with willpower. You just have to stop feeding it. One day at a time. One choice at a time. This is Brain Contraband. If this explains something you've never been able to explain before, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe, because every week we go this deep. I'll see you in the next one.